fold. That's great. The entire world, but our world certainly changed, as I said, 59 years ago when the Beatles played on the Ed Sullivan Show. Nobody knew who they were on Saturday, February 8th, 1964. Sunday, February 9th, the entire world knew who the Beatles were, but back in the 80s, I wrote a book called The Big Beat. The Big Beat was interviews that I conducted with my favorite drummers. And these are the guys that I learned how to play the drums by listening to as I grew up. And all of them had a Ringo story, and Ringo was kind of the linchpin of the book. So when I interviewed Ringo for the book back in 1981, we developed a friendship, which persists, you might say, exists till this day. But back in the 80s, we, in the E Street Band, we had a record out called Born in the USA. Do you remember that?
Yep.
That record did really well for Bruce and the band. And during those times in the 80s, late at night, invariably, a couple of times a month, Ringo and I would speak on the phone. So there's one time during the summer of 1985 where it really exploded. I mean, 1985 was about basically Michael Jackson, Madonna, Prince, and Bruce. And it was a really incredible time for us. And I happened to be on the phone with Ringo, and I was saying, Ringo, you're not gonna believe how big we've gotten. Unbelievable. We're playing these baseball stadiums, football stadiums, sold out, 15 million albums sold. Ringo, can you believe that? As a matter of fact, when we leave the concert place, we get in these vans, and every once in a while there's a few people running after the vans. It's incredible, Ringo, and I'm going on and on and on about how big Bruce and the E Street Band had gotten. So finally, I'd run out of breath and superlatives. That was it. Ringo didn't say a word through my entire monologue about how gigantic the band had become. And there was silence. And suddenly, in this very deep Liverpudlian baritone, Ringo says to me, well, Max, that's all fine. But you must always remember, I was in the Beatles. Exactly. What are you going to say? So that's all that I need to say. So.